Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and in today's reading we're going to be looking into what's ahead for you in 2023. So in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the major themes, energies, and events that you all will be moving through as we head into the new year. So let's get into some disclaimers. First and foremost, this is a general reading, so keep in mind that not every message within this reading will be necessarily for you. If something doesn't feel like it's fitting your situation, if it doesn't feel like it resonates, just release it and let it go. The message is likely meant for someone else. If you did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can do so will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are always a better way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal situation. Also bear in mind, you guys, that we're tapping into the energy that is ahead for you in 2023. Just always know that with any future-oriented readings, you always have free will. So this means that you can create whatever future you desire for yourselves. Never feel stuck or tied to anything that a tarot reading is predicting for you, because if you see something that you don't ultimately like, that you don't want to welcome into your life, you don't necessarily have to do that. So never feel stuck with anything that is predicted for you, because you can always have the free will to change it. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. For today's reading, we're working with 4 piles. Starting here with pile number 1, we have some black moonstone. For pile 2, we have some strawberry quartz. Pile 3, pyrite. And pile 4, pink Himalayan salt. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about this coming year, 2023, and what's in store for you. Go ahead and select the pile or crystal you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made that choice, scroll down to the description box to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected pile. See you there. Hey there, pile 1. If you all picked out the black Moonstone, this will be your reading. We're looking into what energies are ahead for you in 2023. We're going to start with this pre-shuffled little these 3 little oracle cards here, and then I'm going to be doing all the other shuffling on camera with various tarot and oracle decks. We're also going to use this really fun tea leaf oracle, where I'm just going to kind of pull some random messages out of here at the end of your reading to see what else is coming through for you, some more specific details. So let's go ahead and get started with your overall energies for 2023. So we start with opposition. We have the ascendant, and we have the moon. I can't decide where I want this. I think it's going to go over here. Okay. All right. Pile number 1. I feel like this year is, with you guys picking Moonstone, you know, Moonstone is a really beautiful crystal to help you better connect to your intuition, your emotions, your feelings about certain things. And what I'm seeing coming through for you guys this year is potentially a little bit of conflict around the way that you are perceived, the way that you're presenting yourselves, maybe what other people's expectations of you are and how you feel like you should look to the world versus how you actually really feel emotionally on the inside, especially with opposition coming up here with both of these cards. Like, I almost want to do this in a sense, because that's like the first thing that jumped into my mind when I saw them come out. It's like there's this conflict here around, like, how do I want to be perceived versus how am I actually feeling inside with the things that I'm doing in my life. The ascendant energy also deals with, like, our perceptions, not only our perceptions of self, but sort of the lens through which we view the world, right? So, like, think about what your rising sign is. Like, so for me, I'm a Virgo rising. The way that I tend to present myself to the world is very Virgo-esque at times. And sometimes it's also the way in which I can see the world, right? And so that's just an example. But some of you guys may be dealing with sort of like not only this notion of like, who do I want to be? How do I want to present? How do I want to show up? But also you may be dealing with potentially some conflict around how you are perceiving others or how you're perceiving certain situations because of the certain lens that you're looking at things through. And I do want to note that, like, confrontation or like opposition is not necessarily doesn't have to be like a bad thing, you know? It's just talking about that there are maybe two different energies or two different priorities that you all may be balancing during this year. Maybe the priorities of what feels good emotionally, what your intuition is telling you, versus the tangibles of what you see. Let's go ahead, let's get into some tarot just to kind of expand on these a little bit. Some of you guys may also be starting something new this year as well with that Ascendant card coming up. Like there's new beginning energy coming through for sure. And I think like with any new beginning, you sort of, there's a journey, there's progression. There's exploration needed, right? In order to find yourself in that new experience and in order to find yourself emotionally within that experience. So let's see. This Three of Cups keeps popping up. It'll be interesting to see if that comes out. There could be new friends or new group that you guys are dealing with this year. Let's clarify this Ascendant energy for pile 1. Ooh, the Ten of Cups. There's family energy here. Let's clarify this opposition energy for pile 1. The Empress card. Clarifying the Moon card for pile 1. The Six of Voices. Look at this, 10 of Wands at the bottom. There's an energy this year of really wanting to drop any burdens, wanting to let go of any conflicting energy that no longer serves you, okay? I feel like for some of you guys, we have this beautiful energy of Empress with the 10 of Cups. There may actually be a few of you guys out there that are focusing on family and motherhood during 2023. And maybe part of this family energy, this motherhood energy, taking care of a baby for some of you, or taking care of children for some of you. And I'm feeling this really warm, happy, just like really joyful energy in my heart space as I'm talking about these themes. So I definitely think there are some of you out there watching pile 1 that have these particular themes going on for you. But I think there could be some of this conflict with opposition around like the time spent being a mother or a parent versus the time spent maybe on other priorities in your life. So 10 of Cups, this is all about the ultimate wish fulfillment, right? The ultimate joy, the ultimate state of happiness in life. It's also about family. It's the happy, idyllic sort of like white picket fence vibes that a lot of people aspire to. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, with it being clarified by the Ascendant, this could be a new beginning in this theme of family, or reaching this really idyllic sense of happiness that you all are striving for in 2023. I also think that you all may be finding yourselves through this energy, right? So if you're coming into 2023 and you've not yet found your like family unit or your partner, maybe you haven't had a baby or whatever the case is, but you know that happiness and joy through family is what you're ultimately wanting. I see there that you're stepping into a new experience around this. I think also for this group, again with the Ascendant, there's this vibe of like, there's this energy of like, going back to Ascendant, when we were talking about this is sort of how we are viewing certain things or how we are presenting ourselves. So there's something here around the way you guys are presenting family, the way you're showing up, the outward image that you're portraying with regard to family energy and happiness in general. I can see that emotionally, you guys are really in a place in 2023 of wanting to move into calmness, moving into calmer waters, find that peace. Moon is also, Cancerian energy, so Cancer energy coming through really strong. And so whatever the conflict or opposing energy, opposing forces that are at play in your life, I do feel like there's a sense of finding peace, ultimately listening to your intuition, learning to listen to your intuition, learning to listen to how you're feeling inside, your gut feelings, and allowing those gut feelings to navigate you forward into calmness and peace. Some of you guys might also be traveling during 2023 as well, exploring and traveling to places that bring you that sense of peace, that feel authentic to you. But I definitely see with this Empress energy that there is some maybe it's like this energy of being pulled in different directions, right? So for those of you that are resonating with that energy of being a mother or a parent, I do think that especially if it's new for you, I could definitely see there being some conflict, some adjusting periods that need to be happening, maybe even some butting heads with family members or, you know, other people that are involved in your situation as you're trying to kind of find yourself in this new space. Now, for those of you that are not pregnant or dealing with any of those themes, even though I feel really strongly that a lot of you are for this group, I do feel like this Empress card is talking about your creative expression, right? Something that you are creating that's really major in 2023. It's this idea of giving birth to a creation, right? So whether it's like a baby or something else in your life, but there is, I feel, some opposing energy around this. Like whatever you all have created or will be creating this year, I think that there is this, like I'm getting this like family expectations energy with the Ascendant. Like I don't know why, but it's giving this energy of like wanting to show up in a certain way because of family expectations or societal expectations, when really deep down inside what brings you peace is doing whatever this creation is, moving away from maybe certain traditions that you have upheld. So let's look at a couple of these cards next for pile 1. What's happening for pile 1 in 2023? These are some goddess cards. Okay. We have Benton, creative luck. So there's definitely creation energy coming through here. Let's see what else. One more. Sarasvati, enlightenment. And I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but yeah, there's definitely further confirmation here that you all are creating something really special this year. Something that feels very emotional to you, something that feels very very loving, something you love, something you're pouring a lot into. You guys also may find yourselves sort of like really able to sort of, I don't want to say get out of situations, but I feel like there's this element of like you finding creative ways to manifest abundance for yourself or to remove yourself from situations that like don't feel prosperous. I actually want to see with this card with Benton. Let's look her up really quickly. Creative luck. You'll experience an influx of positive coincidence. Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to get at with luck, because it's like, how do I articulate luck? You will experience an influx of positive coincidences soon, also called luck, especially in things creative. Thanks to Goddess of Creativity and Luck Benton appearing before you. Use this as a sign to act on something you like to turn out in your favor. Yeah. So it's like, it's about setting this creativity in motion, because as long as you get things started, it feels like things may just flow really naturally for you. You guys also have enlightenment. So again, I think this is about becoming much more in tune with yourself, becoming much more in tune with how you're thinking and feeling, and having the answers, knowing that you have the answers within to move you within the direction that you're desiring to go. All right, let's continue for pile number 1. What else do they need to know about 2023 and their year ahead? Okay. This deck is so old, it's like sticky. So we have the woman holding a coin. Okay, very cool. What else for pile number 1? You guys might be getting really lucky in money and finances this year. We also have the second chakra. More creative energy coming up. This is beautiful, you guys. Yeah, there's definitely, with that sacral chakra being highlighted, there's more creative energy being highlighted for you this year. Just like with this Empress, even the moon, I would say, kind of aligns with that. So I feel like this is definitely going to be a year of like, it might feel counterintuitive to some of you because with this woman holding a coin, this gives me like very grounded, practical energy of someone who's very responsible, someone that's like about their, you know, their business, which are all great qualities. But I almost am kind of feeling like whatever this like expectation or norm that you've been doing, like I feel like that's going to be in direct opposition to your creative side and being able to just sort of flow with things. Because sacral is about, yes, it's about creativity, emotional expression, sexuality as well. But it's much more flowing than it is like rigid. You know what I mean? Or planned. So I think some of you with this creative luck energy, there are those abundant opportunities or just like lucky sort of coincidences that are lining up for you this year. And I think that you're going to be able to be financially prosperous from these things. But I also think that there's a need to sort of like release the need to control the outcome and just sort of flow with the direction that things are moving in naturally. Let's get a couple of these cards, and then we're going to close it out with some of those tea leaves. I'm really curious to see what those are going to say for you. Those tend to be much more specific, so we'll see. What else does pile number 1 need to know about their upcoming year ahead? What else is happening for them this year? We have the Wyvern. Your secrets are safe. Yeah, there's like this energy of really stepping into a place of feeling more authentic and maybe even finding your tribe or the people who you can be your most authentic self with, that you can tell those secrets to. Let's see what else. One more. We have the moon again. You will be guided through darkness. Beautiful energy. It's sort of like, you know, the path forward may not be totally clear. You know, you guys may have this creative endeavor or maybe motherhood for some of you, and there's not necessarily like a how-to book that's very clear for your specific situation, whatever it is. And so I think that this year, the challenge of opposition is showing up because there's this tendency to sort of want to plan everything and be really meticulous and have all of your ducks in a row, which is great, but it's in direct conflict with being able to just kind of flow. You know what I mean? If the path forward feels unclear, it feels like you all are really being guided this year to just listen to your intuition. Let your intuition and these signs and synchronicities and these little lucky happenings that are happening to you, let them sort of open up or illuminate the path for you, and then just trust. Trusting, I feel, is going to be really important. Okay, so pile number 1, I want to just pull some of these like random tea leaf cards out. So I'm just going to kind of like mix them up, and I'm going to pull just like a few out for you. So let's see. There's 2. We're going to pull 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So let's see what we got for you. The teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So friends, a friendship of significance, or friendships in general. Again, your secrets are safe. So there's somebody here in your life this year that you can really trust. Needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. So you're getting something that you want, something sincere. We also have the fly, a period of ill health and depression. Ew, okay, we don't receive that. No, I'm just kidding. These tend to be really direct. So like, again, just don't, whatever. Don't let it bother you. Don't even receive it if you don't want to receive that. We also have karma, you will reap what you've sown. And we have the month of December. So the month of December of 2023 may be a really significant month for some of you. All right, let me grab one more here just to even it out. We also have the tree, affairs with your family. So yeah, family stuff coming up really major. I want to look up because the fly also has a spiritual meaning. Let me see really quick. Fly, animal, spirit. Let's get an alternate meaning for this. Also, a period of ill health could literally just be talking about you get sick or something like the flu. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be. I feel like this card just makes it sound so dramatic. Okay. So let's see. Where is it? We have a bee. A dragonfly. No, I want the fly. Let's see. Okay. All right, it says, let go of old self-doubts and self-defeating habits. Know that your dreams are within your reach and you deserve it. The fly symbolism lets you know that quick and abrupt changes in your thoughts, emotion, and endeavors are afoot. It says, moreover, these rapid changes in all aspects of your life are happening now. Therefore, move quickly, even in unfavorable and uncomfortable situations. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of giving a similar message to like the moon energy and this creative luck energy of being able to sort of just continuing to listen to your intuition and what you're feeling about certain things. It also says alternatively, the fly symbolism could be reminding you that your persistence in reaching your goals will bear fruit sooner than later. Moreover, this will happen even if it means you have to annoy others or be selfish for a while. In other words, you do have the ability to accomplish your goals, which I think also is telling a story about this opposition energy, right? Because it feels like there's a conflict between like a group or family energy versus what you emotionally want for yourself. And so that could also be why this fly is showing itself to you guys. Because maybe you're going to have to annoy people to get what you want a little bit. All right. So pile number 1, we are going to go ahead and end the reading here. It's already been 20 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up. I would love to hear from you what you have planned for 2023 and which aspects of this energy feel like they resonate the most with you. So drop me a comment down below and definitely let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload new videos, and I will see you then. Bye. Hey, pile 2, if you picked out the strawberry quartz, this is going to be your reading. We're looking into what is ahead for you in 2023. So we're going to start with some pre-shuffled oracles, and then we will get into more cards shuffled on camera. So hold on, let me make sure this is like not crooked. So starting us off, major energies ahead for this year. We have progressions, Scorpio, and Venus. Ooh, very cool. So I think starting off here with progressions, right? The journey card. I feel like this year you guys are thinking a little bit more big picture about your life. Really thinking about what is your guiding star, your North Star, or maybe another way of saying it is like, where do you want to be? What is your ultimate goal? Where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 15 years ultimately? Whether it's life in general or it's about a specific area of your life. This is thinking about more big picture and understanding that like where you're at this year, the choices and decisions that you make, the opportunities that you experience, they're all just a stop on the path of your ultimate destination, okay? And you still have free will to make your own choices and decisions about how you want to respond, where you want to go. But ultimately, I feel like the choices that you're making this year are with the intention of achieving something big in your life. Or with this idea of keeping a more long-term goal in mind. And with Scorpio here, with Venus next to it as well, I feel like with Scorpio though, this is about really digging deep and questioning everything that you're doing. Scorpio is a very transformative energy. It's about really digging within, investigating, for lack of a better word. It's also a water sign, emotions, right? So is your life fulfilling to you? Are the choices and decisions you're making, the things you're participating in, are they ultimately fulfilling to you? You guys may be questioning those things this year, questioning where you're at and really digging deep to try to unearth what's important to you. This way you're able to make wise and transformative decisions going forward because you have a deeper understanding of self and a deeper understanding of your situation. I feel like a lot of this has to do with your values in life, whether Venus, talks about love, of course, relationships, but it also talks about the things that we value. And I feel like for this group, there's this energy that I'm feeling of wanting things that are more substantive for you, not just valuing surface level, shiny, cute, attractive, whatever. Like, you want to be putting yourself in places around people within situations that actually feel meaningful on a deep level. So focusing more on substance versus on the surface, the shallow stuff. So let's get some clarifying energies here for you guys just to kind of see what other info we can get about your year ahead and how these energies kind of play into it. I'm working with the Muse Tarot for this, which I'm having clearly a really hard time shuffling. All right, pile number 2. One more shuffle because that last one was really bad. So let's see, what is this progressions energy about? We have the Page of Materials in reverse, clarifying Scorpio. Muse of Inspiration and clarifying Venus. The Fool in reverse. Very interesting. All right, so I feel with the Fool reverse with Venus, there's like this hesitancy to really dive into anything new with regard to values or love, romantic situations. It's, again, like the Fool energy is kind of a flippant energy. It's not a bad thing, right? It's just an energy of newness, being kind of ignorant to what you're diving into. And I see this as you guys being a lot more cautious about the types of experiences that you're engaging in this year, because you really want to be sure that they are in alignment with what you value, okay? This could actually be referring to one major leap that might be presenting itself to you guys this year. I'm reading it as more general energy, but I do feel there's someone out there that there might be like an actual like major experience being presented to you that this is where all this evaluation is coming from. Okay. But yeah, it's like this energy of, again, like being more cautious, more careful about like what we're engaging in and why, and really making sure that these experiences, these people, these situations align with what's important to us on a deeper level. Instead of just, the Fool is kind of a carefree energy. I feel like you guys are in a more protective space over yourselves this year. You guys also have the King of Wands, or in this deck, it's the Muse of Inspiration. There definitely is a new path energy being shown here. King of Wands is going to be a very, it's like a leadership type of energy. You know what I mean? It's like passionate, confident leadership energy. And I think you guys with Scorpio being here, this is very powerful. I definitely feel that this is going to be a year where you all are very much empowered in creating your own life, or empowered in the choices, decisions, and the actions that you're taking in your life. You guys also may, I don't know, like I'm seeing this person and then I'm seeing these two sort of like staring down. It's giving this energy as well of you guys being in the spotlight a little bit, or having a lot of eyes on you. And I'm wondering if this is part of this transformation for you. Maybe some of you guys that are coming to pile 2 don't always like being in the spotlight. You don't always like people watching you or observing you. And I feel like a lot of you might be digging into why, and kind of transmuting that, transforming that energy, and using your position to your strengths this year. I think with this Page of Pentacles in reverse, with progressions, I think again, like it's very much, this energy is giving me the vibe of like not engaging in things, not wasting our efforts on things that don't feel like they're in alignment, okay? The Page of Pentacles is sort of like student energy. It's like putting forth the effort to learn and understand. And when we see it here in reverse, sometimes it's this energy of walking away from a path that we know isn't for us. And so, you know, with this card of progressions, it's like you have the free will to do that. And I think that there's this energy here of not being afraid to say no to certain things. You know, you don't have to be a student. You don't have to learn the lesson. You don't have to do this thing if you don't feel like it really aligns with what you want. So very empowered energy so far, pile 2. Let's get a couple of goddess cards next. Oop, what else should, okay. Way too many. Please hold. What else should pile 2 know about their year ahead? We have transformation. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Big change happening with you guys. Let's get one more. We have Spirit. Look at this, Aphrodite, more of that kind of Venus-y energy, passion coming through. Yeah, I think that you all want to do what feels passionate to you in this life. You know what I mean? I'm almost feeling like there's some sort of opportunity presenting itself to you guys, maybe early on in the year, to learn something or to try something new. And you guys might actually decide that it's not the right fit, that it doesn't align with where you want to go or what you want to do here. I want to pull, because I'm not like super familiar with this goddess deck, so I want to just read. So let's see. We have transformation. You've been through a lot in your life lately, and your heart may feel heavy. I don't know how to pronounce her name, goddess of the sky and earth, help lift your weary spirit and renew it. Transformation is her specialty. It's time to take the lesson, release it, and say thank you next to this phase of your life. That's the vibe. That is the vibe. I feel like you guys are just like over the lesson, like not in a negative way. I think it's just like you're ready to move on. You're ready to transmute this energy into creating something new for yourselves. Let's look at Parvati as well. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this says, loving goddess Parvati is strengthening your spirit. You've got the power to find the fight within yourself right now and to keep rising. Beautiful energy. So I feel like, again, going back to this King of Wands, this is the year where you all are becoming much more empowered with self, much more confident in yourself, understanding that you can rise above whatever difficult situations you've encountered coming out of 2022. All right, so let's continue with these energy oracle cards. So what else is happening for pile number 2 this year in 2023? We have contract. Interesting. One more. Libra energy there. Okay, and then we have the root chakra. Okay. Yeah, so I think, you know, contracts can indicate more serious, like kind of like I was feeling with the Fool reverse, like there's something that is happening for you all this year that feels more serious. You know, a contract is something that's legally binding. It indicates a commitment to something. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's some sort of commitment that you all might be making this year that's going to require you to really dig deep and really show up in this like leadership energy. This is something that I feel is going to help you with your foundations in life. Root chakra talks about like our feelings of security, stability, safety within ourselves, but within whatever spaces that we're in. And so when this is off balance, it affects everything, right? If you don't have like, you know, a stable living environment to be in, or, you know, stable income coming in, that directly impacts your root chakra. That directly impacts your safety and security in life. So there's definitely something coming through around a commitment that's going to, I think, better stabilize you this year. But I think it's going to come with you all doing some very careful introspective work and really making sure that this aligns with you. Contracts also, it's giving like Libra energy, like karmic contract energy in a way. Like, so for some of you, this may also just represent the lesson. Oops, sorry guys. It may just be representing lessons that you've learned and now kind of being ready to transform from that lesson. Like, we know, we get it now, and now we're moving forward. So let's look at a couple of these cards, and then we're going to move into the tea leaf oracles. So what else does pile 2 need to know about their upcoming year ahead in 2023? Ooh, more fire energy. Reckless actions lead to conflict. See, we have Aries, Leo, Sag. So even though you all have this very fiery energy coming through this year, there's a lot of cautious energy. Like you've really learned, I think, or will be learning this year, how to channel it a little bit more in a more controlled way, because the Fool reverse is the opposite of reckless. This is like being more careful. So it's like, even though we may find something this year that we feel really passionately about, that we want to channel our energy in, a path that we want to go down, you guys are doing your due diligence to make sure that this is the right place to channel your energy, your passion. Let's see. Let's get another one. We also have the hourglass. Time is of the essence. So there is this sense of like rushing with this. And maybe this is where the challenge, the contract energy, like the challenge comes in for you, is like, you know, there might be something about like timing that is making it hard for you all to kind of take things a bit more slowly. You know, maybe there's like a time-sensitive project or a time-sensitive opportunity. But I also think that this time energy is your own, possibly maybe your own selves, like putting pressure on yourself to be in a certain place or to have achieved something specific by a certain time. You know, so there is this sense of urgency here, but I think it's going to be up to you all to really identify, is this urgency really coming from this thing, or is it coming from unnecessary pressure that you're putting on yourselves? Okay, so pile 2, we're going to close it out with some of these tea leaf oracle cards. So I'm just going to pull like 6 out of here and just kind of see what else is coming through for you. So we have 2, 3, 4. I'm just like digging them out randomly. 5, one more. And I'm not looking at them. So we're going to look at them together on camera. So let's take a look here at what came out for you. All right, so we do have the month of March coming up. So March might be a significant month. We have happiness. We have the tulip, great passion. So there's something about your passions that's really coming through strong this year. We have lightning, control your anger, you will be sorry. There's that fire energy coming through. I think you guys are learning a little bit more about like how to control and channel your passionate energy in a more responsible way. You guys also have the pin, new job or career, which is very exciting. And then we also have the month of June showing. So March and June are showing us significant months for you this year. And it looks like there could be a new career opportunity presenting itself, something that you guys potentially feel very, very passionately about, which is so, so exciting. And that makes a lot of sense with the first chakra coming up, because, you know, a new job can potentially be that support system that we need. So, pile 2, I'm really excited to kind of hear from you in the comments what you have planned for this year ahead and how you feel like some of these messages may resonate with your situation. So, drop me a comment below and definitely let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so that you will be updated when I post the next video, and I will see you then. Bye. Hey pile 3, if you all picked out the Pyrite crystal, this is going to be your reading for 2023. So we're going to start by looking at the overall energies, kind of like the big picture themes you guys might be moving through this year. And then we're going to be getting into more details with tarot and oracle. I'm also going to be working with this really fun tea leaf oracle to see if we can get some more specifics for you guys. So let's see what we get. So starting us off, we have Gemini, Pluto, and the North Node. Ooh, okay. All right. So it definitely feels for you guys this year that there is some really major transformative energy coming through for you. Pluto energy is sort of the vibe of like digging really, really deep, unearthing secrets sometimes, or just it's like scorpionic energy. It's about digging really deep and understanding things much more sort of like moving away from surface level engagements and things and really understanding the deeper root causes behind certain things in your life. I do feel like you guys are moving this year with the North Node here. You guys are really moving toward your purpose in this lifetime. So whatever that is for you, take it how it resonates. But, you know, in astrology, the North Node is sort of like it's what we're like destined to do, or like what our life purpose is, I guess you could say. You guys are going to be very future oriented this year, really thinking not just about what feels good right now, but what feels good 10 years from now. So like, how will I feel? How are my choices and decisions of today going to make the self of tomorrow feel? The self of 5 weeks from now feel, 10 years from now feel, etc. Much more future oriented. And I think doing this transformative work in order to align on the best path for you. And sometimes with the North Node energy and Pluto, it can feel tough, you know, because when we go through a massive rebirth and like resurrection in our lives, or we go through this deep transformative change and we start doing things that feel really authentic to us and we're leveling up in our own lives, sometimes people bringing us over here to Gemini, who we once were associated with, are no longer a vibrational match for us. People, places, situations. So I definitely think that while this is a year of new beginnings and you guys really being pushed toward your life's purpose, I also think that this is going to be a year where maybe you fall out or lose. It's really not a loss, because if they're not a vibrational match, then it just means that you're letting go of whoever is no longer meant to be on your path as you continue to level up, okay? With Gemini energy coming up here, this is kind of giving me, with the bees, it's giving me work, career energy. It's also giving me like casual acquaintance or sibling energy with this card. But you know, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. This is all about communication. So there's something about communication that's being highlighted for you this year. And networking, right? Networking, understanding other people, having those connections. And with cross-pollinate being like what it says here, it's kind of giving this energy of like being in a couple different places at once, or caring for a couple of different things in your life at once. If this is career oriented, it almost feels like side hustle energy in a little bit, like having your main gig, but then also your side hustle. And for some of you, I feel like the side hustle is actually what's meant to be your ultimate path that you're moving on. But I also feel for some of you guys with this Gemini energy, because I am a Gemini. I have a ton of planets in Gemini in my birth chart. So this is not like to shade Geminis, but Gemini can be a very surface level energy. It can be a very scattered energy as well, because Geminis have so many different interests, right? And it's like there's so many different interests, yet you're not really an expert in any of them, because you just know like lots of stuff about so many things. Does that make sense? Which I definitely resonate with that for sure. And I kind of feel like that's what's changing. That's part of what's changing for you guys this year is that like, yeah, it is great to have these varied interests and have, you know, a lot of different things we like to indulge in, people, places, situations, hobbies, whatever. But I also think that you guys are getting to go a lot deeper this year. It's about going deeper and less of this kind of surface level energy about things. So let us continue. Pile number 3. What else do we need to know about your year ahead? I'm also feeling that like maybe some networking, like it almost feels like for some of you guys, like certain work or efforts that you've put in, like maybe you've planted a lot of seeds out there coming into 2023, or this is kind of like your beginning of the year energy. It's like you're planting a lot of seeds, and I feel like one of those seeds might lead to a potential massive transformation for you that you may not entirely expect, right? Because this energy is very, like I said, it's scattered. So it's like networking a lot, you know, maybe there's a lot of online energy for some of you guys this year too. Putting feelers out there, that type of vibe. So let's see. So clarifying this Gemini energy, please. What's happening for pile 3 in 2023? So we have justice in reverse. Okay. Clarifying Pluto, please. Yes, Ace of Pentacles. Opportunities coming in. And clarifying the North Node. Please for pile 3. 2 of Pentacles. With 10 of Materials. Like, yeah. I feel like this year is much more about focusing on the bigger picture, you guys. The 10 of Pentacles is all about legacy. You guys are focusing on building your legacy and what that is going to look like for you. I do feel with this Justice card reverse that some of you guys may experience an energy of something in your life feeling unfair, or some sort of like a breakup or separation from something that was once something you were highly committed to here. You know, justice is giving me, especially in reverse, it's giving me like broken contracts or, you know, getting out of a marriage. It's like something that you were once very seriously committed to. It doesn't feel so serious anymore. You know, it's like this energy that's pushing you to sort of get out there and spread yourself, not spread yourself thin, but explore a little bit more. Dabble in different things. Not take this thing so seriously because you may ultimately feel that it's not the right fit for you anyway. Okay. Pluto with the Ace of Pentacles is saying that there is this opportunity being presented to you guys this year. And it's something that's going to have a lot of potential to really grow and flourish and blossom into this legacy that you're wanting to build. This is also money energy. Like, so there may be an opportunity here for you to build wealth this year. And Pluto is slow. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily something that's going to happen overnight, but I feel like this seed of opportunity is at least being presented to you at some point this year. And then it's going to be up to you guys to kind of decide how you want to water that seed and how you're going to invest in this proverbial opportunity. And I feel with this 2 of Pentacles here with the North Node, this is kind of giving me that same energy as this Gemini energy, where you guys may just have your foot in 2 different things, right? Like part of this year is about working toward your future, you know, balancing things out, balancing out your efforts into what am I having to do right now? What are the things that I've committed to that I have to fulfill versus how am I also investing in my long-term future? This could literally be talking about like investments or something too, and balancing your finances out in that way where like you've got your living expenses, but then also like you're putting some things away into your investments. And so there may be actually like a lot of moving of money around for some of you or resources in general. But definitely with the Gemini and the 2 of Materials, there's this energy of balancing things, having a lot of different balls in the air. So let's get into some goddess cards next for pile 3. What else should pile 3 know about this year for them? have Freya, boldness. Okay, let's grab one more. These cards are so cute. Hold on. We have, is it Lakshmi? I don't know if I'm pronouncing these words right, but these names correctly, excuse me. But it says abundance, which is very beautiful to see. And that's what I feel with this Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. You all have a lot of opportunity this year to transform your life. I think financially, but abundance, like abundance is not necessarily just money. It's about being really able to create the life that you find the most abundant, whatever that means to you. So let's look at Freya. So this says, playful goddess of love and ruler over war and death, Freya appears before you to encourage you to boldly go forth. Now is not the time to play small. Step into your power, embrace your desires, and take swift action to manifest them fully in your life. Freya's got your back. That's giving me this Pluto energy, right? Like the ruler over war and death. And I feel like that's what's happening for you guys this year with this rebirth energy. Like you are sort of like rising from ashes or really deeply transforming something in your life. And I do think that this is going to require courage. I do think it's going to require you to really take a bold stance on this. Take that leadership stance to create it for yourself. Let's look at the other one. All right. The goddess of fortune and prosperity, Lakshmi, brings a bounty of rewards for great work. She especially favors people who have perseverance and put in the hard work. So make sure you're putting in the time. Abundance is coming very soon. And that's kind of what I was getting at with the 10 of Pentacles, right? With Pluto and Ace of Pentacles. Like, it's not necessarily like you're just going to snap your fingers and have it overnight. But the time and the investment that you're putting into this now and throughout the year is going to be able to reward you very much so in the future. Okay, so let's look at these energy oracle cards and see what else comes through. So what else does pile 3 need to know this year? What else is happening for pile 3 during 2023? We have the thinking woman. And we have attachments. Interesting. You know, that attachment card coming up is not surprising because it definitely feels like this year you guys kind of still have one foot in your like old life, if that makes sense. It's like whatever you all are sort of leaving behind or transitioning out of, it is going to be a balancing act this year, especially as the energy stands right now. And there may still be some, you know, difficulty in fully letting go. And that's definitely to be expected with the North Node, right? You know, the North Node energy, you know, like I was saying at the beginning of your reading, this is typically when we have to let go of the past. We have to let go of those old energies, those old situations, people, friendships in our lives, sometimes even family members that are no longer a vibrational match to where it is that we're going. And so I do see that this attachment energy may pop up for you this year and feel a little bit challenging at times. But you guys also have the thinking woman, which is talking about having a very, you know, strategic mindset around things, really educating yourself on the steps that you need to take in order to be successful. This is someone who's very smart, someone who's very intelligent, someone who's very well researched. You know, you're kind of empowering yourselves to take this bold action by making sure that you have the right knowledge, that you're equipped with the knowledge that you need in order to make really intelligent choices for yourself. So it's nothing about this feels flippant, like you're just going to say, oh, I'm going to just do something else with my life. No, like this feels very well thought out. So let's see what else for pile 3. We're going to get a couple of these cards and then we'll look at those tea leaf oracles for you to close it out. So what else is happening for pile 3 this year, please? We have the wolf. Beware of who you trust. That's the energy I was getting with this Gemini too, because sometimes that card gives me like gossip energy a little bit. So I think as you guys are making connections and talking to people and getting out there this year, don't be like, don't tell everybody everything. You know what I mean? Because I think that may work against you. Just make sure that you're only confiding in people that you know you can really trust, that have your back here. We also have the dragon, strength and wisdom. Yes, very much echoing that thinking woman. Okay. So let me pull. I'm just going to pull from this tea leaf oracle. I'm just going to pick like 6 out of here. So we have 1, 2, 3. And I'm not looking at them. I'm just pulling them out at random. Okay, 1 more. All right. Let's take a little look here. Career. Yeah. So career is going to be major energy. That's really what a lot of this reading feels like for pile 3. Is it feels very much tied to your money, what you're doing with your life, your career, etc. We have feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. I think that's that Gemini energy coming up, you guys. And you guys may be realizing, I think early on this year, who you can and cannot trust. We have eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. So being able to see things from a much higher perspective. We have hills, obstacles to overcome. We have money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. You see, like, there's definitely abundance on path for you this year. We also have firecracker, excitement. So it definitely looks like you will be faced with some challenges, but I think that's to be expected with energies like Pluto and the North Node. The cool thing, though, is that there's this energy of you all gaining strength, wisdom, and of course, you're able to triumph over the obstacles because the wisdom is helping you to see things from a much higher perspective here. Much more excitement in your life this year as well, pile number 3. So like if you've been feeling bored coming into 2023, I think that this year will be much more exciting for you as well. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and end the message here, but I would love to hear from you, pile 3. What are your plans for this year? And how do you feel like some of the energies of this reading align with those plans? Drop me a comment. Let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you will be updated when I upload the next video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile 4, if you guys picked the pink Himalayan salt, this is going to be your reading for 2023. So we're going to start by looking at the overall energies ahead for you. We're going to also be getting into tarot and oracle cards on camera. And to close it out, I'm going to be working with this really fun tea leaf oracle just to get some more specifics about your year ahead. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have conjunction, Neptune, and trine sextile. Very cool energy. So, I mean, already just from looking at these cards here, I feel like you guys are, like this year ahead really has an emphasis on relationships, friendships, the connections that you're making in life. So this can have to do with like personal connections, friends, lovers, all of those things. Can also have to do with your work as well. And you know, I feel like this year is about kind of aligning yourself with people who kind of think similarly to you, that are kind of on the same page as you, that you guys can really help each other out. Looking at this card, right, like we have this sort of unlikely group here because we have like this beautiful deer and then these birds here. And the birds are kind of being helped by the deer because like they're sitting on his back. But then the deer are helping the bird get this like string unraveled from him. So it's like this emphasis on mutually beneficial connections and relationships in your lives. And Neptune is a planet that talks about imagination and spirituality, even like psychic abilities and things like that. And so I feel like you guys are desiring or aligning yourselves with people who have maybe similar visions of the world as you, maybe similar spiritual beliefs, where you guys can, if this is like a work situation or like a creative project situation, I feel like this is the type of group of people who are very imaginative, right? Just as how you are. They kind of have that same vision. You guys may also just be really immersing yourselves in these friendships, you know, having a lot of fun, kind of almost getting lost in these groups in a sense, or these people, um, just from an emotional sense. So let's see. Let's grab some tarot for clarification here. So what else can you tell us about these energies for pile number 4? Almost said 3. Ooh, so we have Knight of Inspiration. Four of Cups in reverse. And the Six of Materials. Hierophant card at the bottom. So there is definitely something about spirituality coming through here, or like belief systems, traditions. And I definitely see that you guys are going to be lining up with either a group of people or just people in general that are much more aligned with the type of beliefs that you hold, more compatible with you. So with this like alliance energy and the Knight of Wands, I feel like whoever it is that you guys are partnering up with or connecting with this year, there's going to be a lot of fun, adventurous energy with this Knight of Wands coming up. Knight of Wands is all about like charging ahead, going after our passions. I'm also seeing these fireworks. There's a lot of excitement with whatever this group is. I keep feeling for some of you guys like it's a group. It may not necessarily be a group, but it is like someone or partnerships that like are a lot of fun for you, that bring a lot of excitement. You might travel with people in this group, sharing the same passions, going after and aligning on a passion and working through it together. And I do feel with this Neptune card with the Four of Cups reverse, this is actually a really beautiful opportunity for you guys to infuse more excitement in your life. I feel like with this Four of Cups reverse, maybe you guys have been coming out of a time of boredom in your life, or maybe 2022 felt really isolating to you in certain ways. Maybe you just weren't open to having like fun or open to connections, or maybe the types of friends that you were connecting with just didn't feel like the right fit for you, right? Not that there's anything wrong with them, but there's just not that spark there. And I definitely see that this year where you're coming out of that kind of blah energy around your social life and about the connections in your life, because it's now going to feel more interesting to connect with people because you guys are on the same page. You're more aligned with belief systems and hobbies and interests and things like that. I also think that there's this energy of your imagination being sparked and stimulated as well, you know, because again, Neptune is all about our imagination. It's about our dreams, you know what I mean? And so there's this energy this year of like feeling much more inspired and excited because of your imagination and your dreams. And I definitely think that this has to do with the people that you're surrounded with. I also think, kind of like we were talking about with this deer and the birds situation, with the Six of Materials here, this is all about striving for connections with people that are balanced and reciprocal, and there's an equal exchange of effort and energy and resources being put into these connections. Maybe some of you all in the past, in 2022, maybe you've dealt with like relationships that just felt very one-sided, where you didn't feel like your needs were being met, or maybe the other person didn't feel like their needs were being met. And I feel like here, this is sort of like a, you know, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. It's a very reciprocal, equal efforts type of connections coming into your life. So let's get these little goddess cards next and see what else comes through for you. What else does pile 4 need to know about their year ahead? Definitely feels like you guys are having a lot more fun this year for sure. So we have a reinvention coming up. Let's see. Let's get one more. And we have creation. So beautiful. Do you guys notice all the like astrology symbols? This is again giving me like this Hierophant energy of like belief systems or philosophies that you share with the people that you're going to be building connections with this year. I'm going to pull the guidebook for these goddess cards because I'm not as familiar with these goddesses and what they stand for. So let's take a look at the first one. All right, so this is a Mayan goddess, and it says, Moon goddess of creativity is overseeing your reinvention right now, even if you don't see it. If you're feeling called to make a transition, then you have their blessing. I don't know how to pronounce it, so it's a fortuitous time to make a change. So this is awesome. There's like, yeah, it's like there's this passionate energy of like being able to redesign your life this year, or specifically the types of people that you guys are connecting with is what I feel is getting an overhaul here. Let's look at the other one. So this is a Hindu goddess. This says, Goddess of the universe, Aditi, is empowering you to create at will. Be the change you want to see in the world. Go out and make it happen. So there's this energy of you guys also having to like put in that effort to make these connections and to meet these types of people and be in the types of situations that you want to be in. It's not necessarily something that I think is just going to happen to you overnight. It is going to take you taking those steps on your own to create those things, right? Like you're in the driver's seat here. I feel like the more you guys put yourselves out there and do these sort of fun, spontaneous things, whether you're invited to them or it's just something that you on a whim decide to do, the more you're going to come into alliance with the right types of people for you. So let's look at these little energy cards next. What else does pile 4 need to know about their year ahead? Ooh, we have deceit coming up. Interesting. Let's get another one. We also have door to romance. Beautiful energy. You guys also have anxiety at the bottom. So some of you guys might still be dealing with some anxiety around like romantic relationships and things like that. Or you might experience a little bit of that this year, which I think makes sense with this like, sometimes the Knight of Wands can be a little bit like super passionate and fun, but not always like the most stable energy for like a relationship. But I do feel like there are new doors opening up for you, new opportunities opening up for you guys in romance, in love. And that might be romantic relationships, but I think that this is also speaking to like a larger theme of falling more in love with your life and creating that excitement in your life and, you know, finding the right people that just feel like the right fit for you. You know what I mean? Like when I think of romance, I feel like it's about falling in love with your life and really designing what that looks like and going after it. You guys also have deceit here. So with this card, I feel like there's another message coming through about Neptune, because Neptune, while it is very like idyllic, it's very like imagination and spirituality, and it's like your dreams and inspirations. Neptune can also be like delusional on its bad days, okay? Meaning like sometimes it's an energy of being so immersed and lost into the experience of something that we're not really seeing it clearly for what it is. And so that's what I kind of feel this deceit card is here, just kind of as a friendly red flag or just a friendly warning to you that like not every person that you connect with is necessarily going to be like a part of your tribe or have your best interests at heart. And I also think that it's important for you guys to make sure that you're having fun with your experiences, but not allowing any rose-colored glasses to deceive you from seeing things very realistically, okay? Because you guys have a lot of this fun Knight of Wands energy coming up, and you know that energy is so fun and exciting and fast-paced that sometimes we can miss red flags in people when they're in this energy. So just something to be mindful of. So let's pull a couple of these guys, and then we're going to close out with the tea leaf. Oracle. Okay, so look, the wolf, beware of who you trust. So yeah, that's kind of echoing that message of deceit that we were just talking about. Let's get one more. We also have the black cat. Your luck will soon change. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a year where you feel like things are on the upswing for you. All right, so pile 4. Let me pull this. I'm just going to kind of like mix these cards up and pull out 6 random ones for you. Okay, so I just pulled out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's grab one more. 6. Okay. Let's see what comes through. All right, so what else for this year? We have staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times. That makes perfect sense. You guys have the right people in your life this year that are going to be there to support you. We have carriage, a journey either physical or mental. You guys, I think, are traveling some this year. There's definitely some sort of movement, travel, or just in your mentality. We have the bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Okay. We have the forest. Muddled, unclear thinking. That's like Neptune. You know what I mean? It's like we're so like lost in the fantasy of what something is that we're not always like seeing it super clearly. So again, just something to like keep in mind. Okay. Like think about the big picture. I'm getting like that. What's that quote? It's like not seeing the forest through the trees, you know? So it's like, zoom the lens out and see the big picture of the forest versus just like the individual trees. So this might be like one person within a group that is the bad seed. Okay. Okay, so we have the fan, romance, celebration, party. So you guys are definitely having so much more fun in your life. And then we also have the month of May being highlighted. So May seems like it might be a more significant or pivotal month for some of you guys who picked pile 4. So we are going to go ahead and end the reading here, but I'm so excited to hear from you guys in the comments. What are your plans for 2023? How do you feel like some of these energies kind of line up with what you're planning? Please drop me a note below and let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you will be updated when I post the next reading, and I look forward to seeing you there. Bye!